Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
I don't know where this came from or why they're doing this, but the Alabama Republican Party has put together a contract with Alabama outlining its priorities to improve residents' quality of life ahead of the 2024 presidential election. The contract emphasizes rebuilding the economy, securing the border, supporting parental rights, and defending constitutional freedoms while opposing, quote, woke policies, end quote, affecting children. Party Chairman John Wall stated the platform reflects conservative values, focusing on empowering families and protecting freedoms from federal interference. Now, there are not really that many local elections that people are really voting on in this go-round. Yes, there are some congressional races, obviously, but there are no state legislative races and things like this. But good. Tell people, reassert to them what this is all about. Maybe it will help in AL-02, which we'll talk about.
Number 6.
A new intelligence report reveals that Iran will persist in its efforts to assassinate former President Donald Trump regardless of the 2024 election outcome. Well, adversaries like Russia and China, and we'll get to them here in just a second, will try to, regardless, like I said, of election outcomes, to exploit U.S. elections in the future. It also lays out where these individual entities stand in this election. So listen to this. The report indicates that Iran prefers Vice President Kamala Harris. Russia prefers Trump, with both nations using influence operations to try and sway public opinions. Additionally, China is likely to focus on down-ballot congressional races, while foreign actors are expected to conduct cyber and physical threats to undermine confidence in the election process, which the American media has been doing for years anyway.
Number 5.
According to a report, and this is on the same vein, according to a report from the Microsoft Threat Analysis Center, Alabama U.S. Representative Barry Moore is one of these individuals that is being targeted by places like China and others. Also targeted, oddly enough, United States Senator Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee and Marco Rubio of Florida. Rubio is not even up for re-election, so I don't know why they're doing that, but they are. They're being targeted by Chinese bots ahead of the November 5th election, largely due to the critical stance that Moore has on the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, and his support for Israel. Moore accurately points out that China is kind of anti-Semitic on this front. They're also making nice with Russia and Iran, and North Korea is involved in that little cabal as well. But yeah, China trying to play in the election of Barry Moore, which is a slam dunk. Very odd.
Number 4.
A new Gallup poll reveals that 84% of Americans support requiring a photo ID to vote. Let that sink in for a second. 84%. Now, why do I think that's a big deal? Well, look how the media covers voter ID. They act like this is like some sort of hotly contested debate. They act like there's a lot of divide on this. There's not. Americans say you should have to show you're a citizen and you should have to show your ID to vote. This is a obvious thing for the American people to see and want done to secure their elections. Why is it that the media and their Democrats present this in a way that it doesn't have overwhelmingly popular support? I'll tell you why. Because they're trying to change public opinion. If the media just reported the news, imagine how great this country would be.
Number 3.
Alabama Representative Wandolyn Gavan. Yes, we talked about her many times in the past. Has a piece of legislation she is filing, House Bill 50, which proposes a vasectomy or castration for men convicted of rape resulting in pregnancy. Yeah, okay, cool. It also mandates that they pay for abortion-related costs if convicted, which, again, in the state of Alabama, abortion is illegal. So I don't know where this is going. The bill seeks to add rape and incest exceptions to Alabama's abortion ban, which should be added, in my opinion, but whatever. That's going to kill the bill. Gavan's bill would introduce exceptions there, but it doesn't seem very likely. And I'm sorry, it just really strikes me as an attempt to talk about abortion, not necessarily penalties for rape. And again, that's manipulation of women.
Number 2.
The race for Alabama's 2nd Congressional District is tightening, with Republican Caroline Dobson trailing Democrat Shamari Figures by 5 points in a recent poll after jumping out to a 12-point lead. So that race is starting to restrict, and kind of mirrors the national polls. When Kamala Harris got in the race, lots of people were very excited because Kamala Harris was neither Donald Trump nor Joe Biden. Then people started seeing who Kamala Harris is, and they started going, okay, I'm less excited about this. Figures also appeared at a Montgomery event in front of an inflatable IUD named Frida Womb, pledging to protect reproductive rights because apparently people are trying to take away your IUD. I don't know. Really, it's about abortion. I mean, let's just be real about it. Dobson is criticizing Figures, accusing him of fear-mongering and expressing her support for both IVF and contraception, which is pretty clear.
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
You should be talking about this because this is an amazing story. On the same day, a new police chief was named for the city of Birmingham. Birmingham was ranked, ready for this, as the worst-run city in Alabama. Yet they get a new police chief on the same day the city was ranked as the worst-run city in the state. The problem's not the police chief, by the way. That's not the issue. The issue is what they're allowed to do and what they're willing to do, and that is a city hall issue, not necessarily an issue that comes with the chief of police. But hopefully this new police chief will do a good job, and Mayor Woodfin will give him the authority to do that job. Either way, Birmingham was ranked as the worst-run city in Alabama, so those hopes are probably not going to come to fruition. Some experts agree with Birmingham's low safety ranking, but ready for this? Listen to what the experts disagree with. They disagree because it's unfair due to its mix of city and metro data, so we don't like the math. This disadvantages urban areas with concentrated poverty, which is where the crime is, so I don't know what we're talking about here. And despite these challenges, Birmingham officials are working to improve public safety and health, including Mayor Randall Woodfin's $15.8 million plan to address police shortages and ongoing efforts to reduce cardiovascular deaths through community health initiatives. Okay, there we go. The city is seen as the worst-run city in the state. I think everyone generally agrees with this, which is why I found it kind of funny. Like, just a little side note here. Remember the presidential election recently? You had Donald Trump on the stage in Detroit and being like, yeah, Kamala Harris wants to make the whole country Detroit. And everyone's like, oh, how can you say that you're in Detroit saying that Detroit sucks? And everyone's like, yeah, Detroit does suck. Like, what do you want him to do? We're supposed to do that professional wrestling thing where the guy goes, I'm very proud to be here and then he looks at his hand and goes, Huntsville, Alabama. And the crowd goes, yay, yay. And we sure do hate those UAB guys, the Blazers. Everyone goes, yeah, we hate them too. And I'm thrilled to be here, the home of the Chargers. Yay! And that's okay. So that's what we're supposed to do, as opposed to tell the truth. Okay, I'm just checking. That seems to be the thing we're supposed to do. So that doesn't really make much sense to me. Everyone knows Birmingham's the worst-run city in the state. That's why when Donald Trump stands up and goes, "Hey, Milwaukee sucks, Detroit sucks, Birmingham sucks," everyone in there goes, "Yeah, pretty much." Especially the people surrounding those areas go, "Yeah, we agree with that." So, all right, we'll pretend that that's not the case at our own peril, I guess. We'll try our best to continue lying about this. I guess that's how you're going to make everything better. Maybe we'll make things better if we do nothing, right? Ooh, maybe we'll just do the same thing, and that will make things better, right? Right? Okay, good. If you'd like to get involved, you can do so. It's all very, very simple. Pick up the phone right now, 866-494-WVNN, 866-494-9866. You can answer our question of the day there on the scoutpestcontrol.com WVNN hot take text line. If you want to be in the drawing for our new t-shirt, you have to call in at 866-494-WVNN. We'll try to get some of your calls. If you just want to be involved in the $50 gift card for Twin Peaks, then you can text in your answer. It's that simple. It's that awesome. Now, you can also, that question, by the way, is what's your biggest weakness? Kamala Harris is an idiot. Can't answer that question. Can you? 866-494-WVNN. Get your questions in for 10 with him as well. And you can email that stuff in too.
You've got mail.
Dale at WVNN.com. Let's take a quick break.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson's 7 things you should be talking about today, right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.